All right. How we doing, Giants fans? Let's take a couple deep breaths before we get started here. Now that I've calmed down, let's talk about what's going on with this team. So, as you all know, we're coming off our most embarrassing loss possibly in a long time, and certainly the absolute low point of the season that I imagine we'll ever get to, but never say never with this team. Coming off a loss against the Carolina Panthers in front of all the crazy fans in Munich, Germany, our suckage is now known around the world. After that happened, we are now, like I said, 2-8, about to enter the bye week. And before that, we had a couple of pressers, one from our head coach yesterday and our GM today, about a few hours ago or so. And what they had to say, you know how they speak. Most of it really isn't much. Most of it really isn't going to give any Giants fans any more of a reason to be happy with where we're at. They're not happy either, so there's that at least. But still, certainly some changes need to be made. But one big change may be happening very soon. From what we have gathered so far, and just from looking at our games and common sense, it's clear that the first thing that needs to be done for this team to move forward is benching Daniel Jones. Now, after the many subpar to downright horrible performances we've seen from him this year, most fans were ready to get rid of him game one. But here we are right after game 10. But hey, looks like things are finally going to happen is what I'm trying to get at. Brian Daboll, when asked about who the starter would be and would they stick with Daniel Jones, he basically would just answer, well, we need to evaluate. We need to look at what's going on. We need to look at the tape. We need to do all this stuff before we come to a decision on anything. Now, you could just say, well, that's just because it's the bye, but no, listen, when you're asked about who's the starter, like let's just say someone dared ask Andy Reid before the bye, is Patrick Mahomes going to be the starter? Would Andy Reid answer, well, we need to evaluate, we need to look at what's going on, and we need to come to a decision? No, he's going to say, yeah. You ask anybody whose quarterback is playing well enough to start, they're all going to say, yes, he's a starter, duh. It's basically going to be a waste of a question. But when you ask us, when you ask Brian Daboll that question, and he can't give you a definitive answer, it's clearly because the starting quarterback is playing in such a way that you actually have to question that. It's pretty obvious. They are, at the very least, what we can absolutely 100% confirm is that they're thinking about benching him. But I think most of us, if we had to do a poll around the entire world of all Giants fans, it would probably be a 9-to-1 ratio, probably even more than that, in favor of benching Daniel Jones. And I'm fairly certain that that's where the Giants organization is at, because they have no choice. You can't feasibly start this guy after what we've seen against, on paper, the worst team in the league. Used to be the worst team in the league. We took that spot, but you know what I'm saying. There's no way. So, and as much as I want to scream at Daboll like I did yesterday, scream at Shane, scream at Mara, they're not idiots. They may make some bad decisions. They may make some bad, calls here or there, but they're not dumb. They know more football than a lot of us do, even if they do stink. Like, they know more football than I'll ever know. So they see what's going on. They know what's going on. Clearly, this is their plan. They're going to go into the bye, and if it's absolutely untenable, we're going to bench the guy. And that's what's going to happen. So Daboll was non-committal. Shane also had his presser, and they asked him the same thing, and he answered the same way. We're going to evaluate, we're going to look at what we need to do, and we're going to come to a decision. He's getting benched, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally over. I'm sure a lot of Giants fans have been waiting for this ever since the kid was drafted. I wasn't in that group. I was kind of on the fence about him for most of his career. I was really kind of, I didn't really know what to think about the guy. I was like, okay, he stinks, but the rest of our team stinks too. So why play it all on him? 2022 happens, and we're like, okay, maybe Dable is the guy. Maybe he is the quarterback whisperer. Here we go. We're going to get better. 2023, it gets absolutely worse. He gets hurt. 2024, with better receivers, a better line, better overall team, and at least offensively, he plays arguably worse than he's ever played. So there's no more excuses. There's no more lifelines. There's no more anything for Daniel Jones. It's over. And it's going to happen. Either, I can't remember who it was. I heard this from another Giants video. Either it was Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter, one of those guys, basically said, that they'd be shocked if he wasn't benched. And if they say something, there's at least some smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. So a lot of signs are pointing towards he's definitely getting benched, and he should. If you want to, in this terrible, horrible 100 season, if you want to give the fans any sliver of hope, if there's anything to give, you have to bench Daniel Jones. Now again, do I think Jones is the sole reason why we've been the mess we've been in for most of these years? No. But when you're the starting quarterback of an NFL team, you cannot be the problem, and you cannot be part of the problem. If you are any one of those things, you get benched. That is the nature of the position. Most positions are like that, but definitely quarterback, because the ball is in your hands more than any other player on the entire team. Your decision-making can't be sometimes good. Your decision-making certainly can't be bad. Your decision-making has to be the best on the entire team. The ball is the program. You hold the program in your hand. You hold the franchise in your hands every snap. The position must be played great. That's the most obvious statement I could ever say. We can't keep letting mediocrity reign on this organization. It doesn't matter how we feel about the kid. No, I'm sure I know there's gonna be some fans out there that hope the guy gets ran over by a car tomorrow. I'm not in that vein. I like him. I like the fact that, like I said, he stands up, he takes the questions, he takes the bullets. He knows he stinks, but he never quits. He never gives up. He goes out there and gives it his best shot. And God bless him. He certainly tries, but he stinks. He's not an NFL starting quarterback, and he can no longer represent this organization if we want to be taken seriously. Most of the reason why this team is talked about as such is because of him. Because, like I said, he holds the franchise in his hands. So if he's bad, the franchise is bad. It's that simple, guys. So he needs to go, and he will go. And if they decide to do that, they will certainly give the Giants fans a sliver of hope. That is certainly the correct decision to make first. Now, I have been very critical, especially yesterday, of Brian Dable. I'm on the fence with Shane, and I'm totally out with our owner. But this is the right decision to make. And like I said, if they choose to let Shane and Dable continue to build this thing, draft their quarterback, and things get better, awesome. I'm in no way arguing that moving off of this quarterback is the wrong decision. It's clearly the right decision. I'm just not sold on Dable. I'm barely sold on Shane. If it wasn't for this last draft class, I would not be sold on him at all. And I'm certainly not sold on the owner. But like I said, I don't make the decisions. I'm just a guy in front of a camera that talks crap. So who cares what I think? If they choose to stick with Shane and Dable, let them draft their quarterback and move on from there, that's fine. That's fair. Whatever. Do what you want. As long as Jones leaves, that is the right decision, and I can at least sleep at night knowing that the right thing happened. So, like I said, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but all things point towards Daniel Jones being benched. So, for most of y'all out there, I'm sure you can throw a party or pop some champagne. Do what you must. I just hope that along with this decision, which is the right one, what happens subsequently after it point towards upward movement. Because if it doesn't, we're going to be back to where we were before. So Shane Dable, get to work. And as for the rest of y'all watching, I appreciate you. Giants fans, it's been a very, very, very rough season. And if you're still sticking with this team, if you haven't flip-flopped and decided to bandwagon the Chiefs or the Eagles, God forbid, or, you know, any of these teams that are actually prosperous, salute to you. And so, I mean, it's okay to admire other teams. There's nothing wrong with that. But I see a lot of bandwagoners out here. And I just think I kind of like being part of a group, being part of a family that even though the product is horrible, we still get on here and we still let our voices be known, and we still love to talk Giants, even though it's terrible. I mean, it's weird like that, but I do feel good knowing that we're all going through this pain together, if that makes sense. Oh, man. Hopefully we start winning soon. But anyways, have a great day. God bless you. And win or lose, go Big Blue.